Hi, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Living Life at LifeView. I am your host, Dr. Veronica Garcia, and today we are joined by Credential and Admissions Counselor, Brenda Castaneda.
Hi, y'all.
Did I say it correctly?
Castaneda.
Castaneda. I apologize. As soon as I said it, I was like, hold on. So, Brenda, I understand that you also have a background as a student at the university. Yep. Talk to me about that journey of being a student at Life University.
So, my journey started back in 2015. I am from a very small town called Santa Fe, New Mexico. There's very few students here from New Mexico. I know that working in enrollment. So I moved here back in September of 2015. Mm-hmm. I started my bachelor's here as an exercise science. And in around 2016, I started working as a work study here for the registrar's department. And I continued working there, building my relationships with students, with the professors. And I graduated in June of 2015 with my bachelor's.
Nice.
And then I started my master's in sports health science in fall of 2020. And I will be graduating in September of 2023. Hopefully.
Congratulations.
So, thank you.
You're almost
that's
there.
Been my experience here so far as a student.
So you've been here for a little bit, eh?
8 years in September. I was counting on my fingers the other day. I'm like, wow.
8 years, but time has flown by.
It flies when you're just busy all the time. So,
mm-hmm. Yeah. And talk to me a little bit about your role as a credentials and admissions counselor.
Yeah, almost.
Okay.
Close. Credentials and Admissions Evaluator. So, again, I started as a work study in the registrar's department. Sorry. Mm-hmm. And when I was finishing up my degree as an exercise science student, that was going to be the termination of my work study abilities or capabilities. And I had to start finding, an actual job that, I would have to start working post-graduation. Like a lot of students, I did not know what I was going to do after I graduated. So I started talking to my superiors, my supervisors, and I had a few that recommended me to start applying for life jobs. And I'm like, can I do that? And they're like, yeah, why not? Okay. So I ended up having 3 interviews with Life University. Yeah. And I was recommended by a couple of people. I ended up choosing a position as a data entry specialist. Sorry. Mm-hmm. So I started working for Life University in July of 2019. And I continued my role as a data entry specialist. And around September of 2021, there was a person who holds my the position that I hold now. The person who had that position before me was leaving, and I kind of buzzed, in my supervisor's ear because she was over both teams that I was working under. And I'm like, hey, I help you, you help me. You think I would fit this position? Would you support me applying for this position? Do you think I have the skills and, just the experience to switch over to a credentials and admissions evaluator? And she was like, yeah, let's go for it. So in November of 2021, I started working as a credentials and admissions evaluator. So it was like a little promotion, and that's where I've been since.
That's awesome. And what does exactly your position entail? So
what I do is that I evaluate all the transcripts and test scores that students bring in, any letter of intent for the master's program. Mm-hmm. So whenever your admissions counselor collects all those documents for you, once your file is complete and we are able to move forward with your admissions process, they do a little check mark. It's the whole process, but it's essentially a little check mark to tell me, hey, this student is ready to be evaluated to see if they're eligible to be admitted into this institution. And that's where me and a group of 2 other people, so it's 3 of us total, evaluating for the whole school.
Wow.
Yeah, it gets crazy sometimes. Yeah. We will go in and we will look through all your transcripts, look at all your grades, your test scores, and we will determine if you are able to come into the institution or if we need help from our deans or anybody higher up to let you into our institution.
Wow. It is beautifully stressful.
It is organized chaos is what I like to call it.
I like that. Yeah. Organized chaos. I'm going to start using that one. And talk to me, how has it been to, kind of juggle between having that full-time position that it is a very demanding position in a team of 4 total?
3 of us.
3 total. Of 3 total. And on top of that, doing your master's.
It's been a challenge at first. I started off taking one class per quarter, just kind of easing myself into it.
Absolutely.
Very slowly, making sure my grades don't suffer because of work stress or just at home stress, because we do have life outside of life.
Of course.
And slowly I started taking 2 classes, and that's where I'm at right now. Is 2 classes. It's like the sweet spot where I am able to still focus on work and making sure I do all my work accurately, and being able to focus on school when I don't have to. I work remotely. Sorry, I kind of skipped that part, but I do work remotely. So when I don't have to come into the office, it allows me to focus more on school. You know, the time that I would use to commute to school, I would actually use it to study.
Yeah, that's nice. That's good. It's a good balance. I like it.
Yeah, life balance. It's honest chef kiss.
That's beautiful. And talk to me about, what are your goals within the institution? Where do you plan on heading?
So I do see growth at Life University. Obviously you've seen, I started off as a work study in the registrar's department. And here I am now evaluating the same transcripts, that I submitted myself.
Yeah.
So I do see growth. However, this is not my career field. As you said, I got my bachelor's in exercise science, and I'm currently working on sports health science. So I'd like to start working more towards the sports medicine field, maybe as a clinical exercise physiologist. If you don't know, clinical exercise physiologists help those who have a chronic disease or have any sort of something that hinders them from actually being active, which is something that I'm very passionate about. And maybe later on going into research. With this position that I hold now, I've developed skills, or I've learned that I have skills with that entitled having detail-oriented skills, or just being able to research. For a lot of the courses that students take, sometimes you have to dig a little deeper to find an answer for the course description that we need. So I like doing a lot of research, and I think I would definitely excel in that area.
That's beautiful.
Later on, not anytime within the next decade or so, but I do see a PhD in kinesiology in my future. But yeah, that's so far what I have so far. And they're all just thoughts in the abyss, just grasping them. I kind of just jot them down on my notes whenever it comes randomly. So
that's beautiful. Inspirations from from every point and angle.
And who knows? I might just come back and be the first, female Life University president. I don't know.
Oh my goodness! All right, you all heard that first here and Living Life at Life U. Okay, I'm gonna need your autograph before you leave.
Do you want it?
And a little bird also told me that you started doing a little bit of a transition as well. Talk to me about YMCA and being a wellness coach.
So YMCA is fairly new to me. I just started in March of 2023, so 3 months ago. And I only work on Sundays, so I've only had about 12 shifts. So it's really new to me. And it has been a real eye-opener, just because I'm always in the exercise science area, in the sports health science area. So you're constantly surrounded by athletes who were either previous athletes or current athletes, or just people who work out consistently. So when I have members or clients talk to me about how they haven't worked out, in years, or their nutrition isn't where they want it to be, it's kind of like, oh yeah, our general population has trouble with, keeping their fitness and health goals in mind. And I've had mostly older populations talk to me about how they've worked out more in the last 3 years after some sort of cardiac event or some sort of injury than they have their whole life. And it's insane. Yeah. So I've been really privileged to be able to work with different ethnicities, different age groups, different stories. They come and tell you their whole life story, and it's really nice. Or sometimes it can be draining depending on, the crowd that you get. It's a mixture of everything. But I am very excited to help educate the community on how to, slowly and gradually improve their health goals and their fitness goals.
That's really fun. It sounds like you're harmonizing the goals that you mentioned before, from doing your work at Life University, still managing your graduate study, also adding part of your passion into being a wellness coach at the YMCA. Everything is definitely harmonizing, and I do see that PhD up for you.
Oh, thank you. We'll consider it. I don't know if I'm still. It's between a PhD in kinesiology or a DPT, Doctor of Physical Therapy. So it's either one of those. It's still up in the air. I'm trying to figure it out. That's
awesome. Well, I'm really excited for all the future that is there for you in your life. Your aura, your energy is so beautiful. Thank you for sharing that with us. Thank you for being so dedicated for our future students when it's time to apply and when it's time to, kind of do the grind and make sure, are you able to, attend the university University or not. So thank you for all that time. And thank you for spending a few minutes with us today.
It was fun. It was an honor being, asked to come here. It was awesome.
Yeah. I love meeting you. I hope to see you very soon. I will look forward to rooting you in whatever it is that you choose to do. You're going to be really, really great. And if you come as a, president, Life University female, I'm going to need that signature right here, please. Well, have a beautiful rest of your weekend.
Well,
enjoy your time. Enjoy that graduate program and enjoy being a wellness coach at YMCA.
Thank you so much. It was a pleasure.
Thank you, guys. We'll see you on another episode of Living Life at LifeU.